Shalom, my friends. Welcome to this week's newscast. First of all, Israel's Central Elections Committee reported voter turnout for the 20th Knesset last Tuesday at 71.8%, the highest turnout since 1999. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel won a clear victory when his party captured 30 of the 120 seats in the Knesset, sweeping past the Zionist Union Alliance, which got 24 seats. Israelis have seen Gaza become a launching pad for missile attacks on innocent civilians after Israel left. They've seen the Palestinian Authority reject reasonable land for peace offers, and they've watched the terror group Hamas join the Palestinian Authority's governing coalition. Last Tuesday's election results are a clear display of Israel's sincere interests in security. Without the West Bank, Israel is only about 10 miles, that's 15 kilometers wide. At its narrowest point, the strategic highland looms over Israeli cities, visible on a clear day from the outskirts of Tel Aviv and surrounding Jerusalem on three sides. They fear that if their army clears out, it will be replaced not by peaceful Palestinian moderates, but by more menacing forces like Hamas. The idea of a border running through Jerusalem, with Palestinian police controlling entrances to the old city, a stone's throw from downtown hotels, is unfathomable to many Israelis. Few believe a peace deal is likely. Meanwhile, President Obama said in an interview last Friday, the 20th, that he spoke with Netanyahu on Thursday, the 19th, and after congratulating him, said, and I quote, "We continue to believe that a two-state solution is the only way for the long-term security of Israel if it wants to stay both a Jewish state and democratic." What a joke, especially when you consider the following. Israeli officials said on Saturday night, the 21st, that elements within the international community will try to apply pressure on Israel regarding the peace process with the Palestinians as a means of distracting attention away from the emerging bad deal with Iran. And so it commences. Turning to wars and rumors of wars. On Tuesday, March 18th, Iraq's huge offensive to retake Tikrit from the Islamic State group was stalled on Tuesday by a slew of bombs and the several hundred jihadists holding out in the city. The battle to retake Tikrit is difficult because of the preparations ISIS has made by planting bombs on all the streets, buildings, and bridges. Further, Iran has deployed advanced missiles to help fight the Islamic State in Tikrit, displaying a significant escalation of firepower, and another sign of Iran's growing influence in Iraq. Scores of terrorists linked to the al-Nusra Front and ISIS were killed in airstrikes carried out by Syrian warplanes just outside of Idlib. Then on Thursday, March 19th, the London-based Al-Arabi Al-Jadid reported last week that Iran ordered Hezbollah to send fighters to Iraq to help liberate the city of Mosul from the Islamic State. Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah agreed to send about 800 men from elite units to participate in the anticipated battle. And once in Iraq, Iran will equip the men with heavy weapons. Then on Sunday, March 23rd, the Israel Security Agency announced that Israeli authorities had arrested 6 Hamas operatives in the West Bank who had been planning attacks. The cell had dozens of kilograms of sulfur and 25 grams of mercury fulminate, substances commonly used in improvised explosive devices. Several cell members were recruited by Hamas during visits to Jordan and had undergone military training in Gaza before being sent to the northern West Bank for attacks and to recruit additional members. According to U.S. officials, the Pentagon is unable to account for more than $500 million in U.S. military aid given to Yemen, amid fears that the weaponry, aircraft, and equipment is all at risk of being seized by Iranian-backed rebels or Al-Qaeda. The old city of Damascus has now become the central station of Hezbollah control. Hezbollah soldiers have set up roadblocks and put up iron gates at the entrances to streets where Alawites live. The Iranian Revolutionary Guards are taking an active role in managing the fighting, and the planning of Syrian military operations is done in full coordination with Iranian commanders. Iran's Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei called for death to America on Saturday, March 21st, a day after President Barack Obama appealed to Iran to seize an historic opportunity for a nuclear deal and a better future, and as U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry claimed substantial progress toward an accord. Khamenei told a crowd in Tehran that Iran would not give in to Western demands, and when the crowd started shouting, "Death to America," the Ayatollah responded, quote, "Of course, yes, death to America, because America is the original source of this pressure," close quote. Hamas launched a Twitter campaign last week, #AskHamas, to improve its image and refute its designation as a terror organization. You'll see why I'm laughing in a moment. Critics wasted no time in using the hashtag to tweet disparaging questions, such as, "Do you import the Israeli flags you burn, or do you manufacture them yourselves?" Or, "Do you feel comfortable launching your social media campaign on a site founded by a Jew?" What UN school in Gaza should I send my daughter to if I don't want her to trip over your stored weapons? It's, I guess they realized they kind of made a mistake. But at least we end the newscast this week with a bit of a chuckle. And that is the newscast for this week, my friends. Abba willing, I'll see you here again next week. And until then, Shalom.
I don't like crowded rooms, I need more space than I consume. Enough is time alone with you, underneath a naked moon, sharing confidential moods and making chatter. Mockingbird nocturnal sings notations of eternal things, entering the quantum breeze, flying not for want of wings. He lights his gaze on you and me, simply because we matter.